I'm Roberta, welcome to my kitchen, and today I'm also welcoming my friend Giovanni Pilu. Welcome,
Roberta,
Chef.
ciao.
We're going to make our fregola salad.
Fregola salad.
I love fregola. It's one of my favourite Sardinian specialties. Tell us about
And
it.
so versatile. And you know, I mean, this is amazing because, you know, it is the one that's a traditional fregola, or
Right.
fregola, we call it with the dialect. Because you need those bits that, so this is basically hand rolled first, right? It's only semolina and water. Sometimes they used to put an egg in, but an egg was a luxury. So, you know, there was like, if you're rich, then you can put an egg and make it more tasty, a bit like egg pasta, but otherwise it's just plain semolina and water. And it's hand rolled in a big terracotta pot, right? And then it gets toasted in the oven until, you know, it roasts and you get these dark bits of fregola, because that is what the nutness, the characteristic of the fregola is.
So sometimes I see fregola and it's all white.
That's like pastina, pasta.
Right.
It's
That's not the true fregola.
No.
We want these little dark bits in.
That is what gives the fregola the distinctive flavor.
Okay.
And also, it feels a little bit rough as
Yes,
well. And that's
yes.
what you want, you know, because it really takes the flavors or whatever you
Am
do.
I right that this is almost like couscous, that this is part of the Arabic influence in Sardinia?
Exactly. So, you know, the south part of the island, where, you know, fregola traditionally comes from, it's very close to North Africa.
Right.
And that is what the influence is. It resembles a giant couscous, like an Israeli couscous or something like that. You can do a lot with it. Probably the two most popular ways of using fregola is boiling it in water and salt, like we're doing now, like a
Yes.
pasta, right? And then you can make a salad like this, or a stuffing for a calamari, or, you know, like things like that. Or risottata.
Risotto.
Which is risotto style. So you treat it exactly like rice,
Yes.
but you know, you got fregola instead of. So if you do something with a crustacean,
Yes.
to make it really tasty, you may, you know, use the shells to make a really tasty stock, and then you cook it like a risotto.
I love it in soup, in a thick soup that's like half a soup, half a stew, maybe with some chershi and some clams, some vongole or something.
Vongole and lemon. I mean, look, like I said, you know, it's so versatile, it's endless. Like, you can do so much with it. But, you know, in this case that we're making a salad with the lamb, I think it's going to be really, really nice.
So we'll save the risottata for Giovanni's next kit with us, okay?
And I love, probably it's, I wouldn't say, look, to say my favorite, it's almost like saying my kids, which is your favorite, even though Sophia thinks Martina's my favorite. I think risottata is really nice. With the
Yes, I do
stock.
too.
Takes all the flavors, but you know, with lots of herbs today we have, and olives and orange, and you know, such a
I
Mediterranean
love it as a
way
pasta salad
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get this onto
Yep.
the stove, and you don't need to see us do that, and then we'll get the dressing ready. Okay, so our dressing for our fregola salad, Chef, what do we need?
Lots of herbs.
Yes.
Mint has to be. You
Mint's
know,
very Sardinian, isn't
very
it?
Sardinian. It grows in all the, you know, backyards, like a weed, you know.
These came out of my backyard.
There is never ever enough herbs in, I think, in a kitchen. You need,
True.
you know, like fresh herbs, oregano and rosemary.
Okay.
If you got all these.
Brilliant.
So it's as simple as picking the herbs onto your board, like this. Okay, the tender bits at the top, they can stay
I love
there.
the smell when you start working with herbs.
Yes. And that's one thing that we can't pass from here
I
today.
know.
It smells
I always
and
wish they could
flavours.
smell it.
Yeah,
But you know what? They're going to cook it, so
Yeah.
they'll get the smell and the
Yes.
flavour then.
yeah. So just picking the leaves like that.
And we hope you'll post great photos if you're on Facebook or Instagram, so Giovanni and I can see what you're cooking
Yes,
as well.
we'd love to see what you guys are doing, always. Okay, so that's...
You know, I have some people that aren't on Facebook or Instagram, but they email me photos every week to show me what they're making.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, here you go. Mint. And then it's as simple as pretty much chopping all these herbs together. Okay.
Now, I remember when we were writing a Sardinian cookbook, I learned many things from you, but one of the things
Yeah.
that's really stayed with me is that when you chop herbs, we call it chopping, but it's almost slicing, isn't it? Because you
Yes,
said
it is.
if you chop the hell out of them, you're just putting all the flavour into the chopping board.
It's on
And
the
I
chopping
always
board.
remember
Yeah,
that.
sharp knife.
Yep.
Always, you know, just think about your knife skills. Don't go crazy trying to go fast. Just, you know, as simple as doing that, just slicing. Obviously your knives are always super sharp, which is great. A lot sharper than mine at home, that's for sure.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you know.
I'm going to admit that's because France sharpens them for me.
Yeah, exactly. I may have got to bring my knives to Francesco and you can do mine as well, maybe. That'd be nice. So it's just as simple as that. So I'm not bashing them up too much, just slice them together. They go in the bowl. And then we have some olives, so green olives, that I'm just going to take the cheeks off.
Now in Sardinia, these would be the Bosane olives.
Bosane olives. Bosa is one of the prettiest towns in the west coast of Sardinia, and you know they produce this nice olive, which is similar to, I don't know, Sicilian olive maybe?
Or Godal.
Yeah, Godal.
I think we're using Godal today because we can't get the Bosane at the moment, can we?
No, not easy to find. Actually, you can't find it. No. We used to bring them in just for us.
Right.
But to buy Bosane olives from Bosa, in Australia. So just roughly chop like that. So you don't have to be, you know, like perfect. This is home cooking.
That's what I always say.
We don't have to, you
Here's
know,
someone
measure
prepared
anything.
earlier.
Yeah. Throw this in, Roberta.
Scusi.
Right. Then there's some garlic. Fresh garlic, which I normally do the same thing with garlic. I don't bash it up too much, so what I do, I take the end off like that, then split it, and then see this?
Ah, you take the germ out.
The bit that I always like to take out of the garlic.
Why?
Well, because they reckon that this is the one, this is the bit that gives you
indigestion.
You know, something like that, yeah. Just I'm always used to taking it out.
The other thing I've heard is that this is the part that ferments first. So if you've got leftovers and you want to keep this in the fridge for a few days, you definitely want to get rid of that part,
Get rid of that. And then once you split it in half, again, nice and thin, like that. Okay? Just go, you know, without chopping it up too much. Just nice thin slices. Now all these things that we're putting in this bowl are lamb, okay?
Yes.
So think about it.
Herbs.
Yeah.
We'll go back to our orange.
Go back to the orange.
Tell me about grating the orange, chef.
Just about the microplane.
Yes.
The microplane are useless in all the kitchens, in all the restaurants in Sydney, because you know what people do?
They grate.
Grate, and they bang.
Bang, yes.
And those beautiful little blades, they get flat and flatter, and that doesn't work. And I've seen chefs getting so upset because they're expensive, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just going, you got to stop banging the blades down. So you got to do this.
It's obvious when someone
tells
you.
And then you got to do this.
On the side.
On the side.
How easy is that?
Yeah. And all my chefs now are going, wow, you're right. I said, yeah,
of course I'm right.
I don't want to say, you know, that I am, but I am. Okay, so probably a half full. This is quite a big orange, so Roberta, I think a half is enough. Okay. There you go.
Okay.
That's done. Now, just a little bit of salt. Not too much probably, because you know the olives are a little bit salty. We can check it later. Maybe taste it.
Now, vinegar, agrodolce.
Agrodolce vinegar, so a couple of splashes of that, and then a nice splash of olive oil. Something nice and robust with flavour, because it is, you know, lamb. It's a gutsy.
So we don't want a delicate oil. We want something more robust.
No. If it was, you know, a steamed bit of fish, delicate, you know, drizzle, but this is, you want flavour here.
Okay. Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah. Just like that.
All right. Now I know we just drained our fregola, so I'll grab that.
Yeah. We can mix it through.
Now, it's a question of tasting it. It's like any pasta. It's still quite chewy, but that's
firm.
what you want.
Al dente means firm to the bite, but not crunchy.
Right.
You don't want crunchy. That's always unpleasant. So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
In. Then a spoon. We mix it.
Spoon's
Mix all
good,
the
isn't it?
flavors in. Yeah.
There we go.
Smells. Sorry.
You know what? The orange and the olive oil together, what a great combination that is.
Isn't it like, you know, all the herbs now, all the smells coming together? And this can be prepared a little bit in advance, like put it in the fridge, but then you want to probably bring it to room temperature without all that.
Now we let that Fregola cool down a little bit in the strainer too,
Yeah.
didn't we? So that the herbs aren't cooking with the heat of the Fregola.
But still,
It's
if
just
you got a little bit of heat, the gentle heat brings more the oils
right, and
out of
marries
the
the
herbs
flavours together.
together with the garlic. I can smell it now. That's what
So good.
you can smell it.
You are going to love this dish.
Yes.